Bhajahure manam Sri Nanda Nandanaya Bhaya Charanara Bindare Bhajahure manam Sri Nanda Nandanaya Bhaya Charanara Bindare.
You say that this area is the Aparadha Bhunjan.
Aparadha Bhunjan.
Bhunjan.
Yes, Aparadha Bhunjan. All sorts of difficult offences were pardoned here by Mahaprabhu. This is the place. Aparadha Bhunjan. Mahaprabhu was so liberal. His magnanimity, still the acme of his magnanimity was shown in this place. Kuliya prakashe Prabhu Sri Krishna Chaitanya heno nahi janeti ho nahi koidva dhamma. Whatever prayer came to him, while he came back from sannyas to here, and all petitions were granted. All sort of prayers was granted, and extensive pardon, the wholesale pardoning place. Kuliya prakashe Prabhu Sri Krishna Chaitanya heno nahi janeti ho nahi koi dhamma. Everyone got his aspiration fulfilled. Yeah. None went empty-handed. Anyhow, I passed here 40 years by uncertain age. And I came with permission from Nityananda Prabhu, from that Ekachakra. I took my permission of Nityananda from there. You are the master of Gaur Mandal. I come to take your, I want to have my cottage there and to pass the last days of my life there. You please grant it. And almost I have finished my career. Aparadha Bhunjan.
And that is still going on.
Aparadha. Of course, it cannot but be.
Yes.
The very nature of the soil demands that, attracts the aparadhis.
and we feel, Maharaj.
The fortunate, attracts the fortunate.
Yes.
And that is the pardon, the forgiveness is sure. So only the fortunates are attracted here. For the sure, and if aparadha gone, then he will have everything.
Yes.
Go.
So, because now...
So we will inform that to GBC also. All the offenders are gathered here, and in no time our offences will be pardoned. And our fulfillment we got. We are sure to get our fulfillment. Go very good. Go very good.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yes, all hoping, all the students. All of us are students. Students also consult and help each other. Our Guru Maharaj told in Madras, in his writing, the monitor, he considered himself to be the monitor or something, monitor of the class. The leading student of the class.
Yes.
He posed himself like that. I am the monitor. I am also student, but I am monitor. In his Madras writing, it was published in Harmonist Bharat and pamphlets issued there in Madras. I am monitor. Hare Krishna, Gaud Hari Bol, Gaud Hari Bol, Gaud Hari. Nidai Gaud Hari Bol, Nidai Gaud Hari Bol. Nidai Gaud Hari Bol, Nidai Gaud Hari Bol. Nidai Gaud Hari Bol, Nidai Gaud Hari Bol. He told I am a monitor, but I did not relish that idea.
Who told Maharaj?
Aparadha Bhunjan.
Oh, told that you are a monitor.
No,
he himself. Oh,
he himself.
yes.
He told that I am a monitor.
So we also do not relish Maharaj when
I
you
did
include
not
yourself
relish.
as a student.
That is, still he is a student. It was difficult for me to take it. I did not take it. But he posed himself like that. Then still I have to know. It was dynamic. The progress is always a dynamic. Everything, it is a dynamic in character. Hare Krishna, progressive. Leela, Navadvip. The conception of infinite is not a stagnant one, but a dynamic infinite. Infinite is dynamic. That is very difficult to have a conception of the infinite, of course, purely difficult. A dynamic infinite. Infinite, the conception of it is infinite, not a static, but it is dynamic. That's 9:30. Gaur is the Leela one. And Leela means Navadvip, ever new. Ever new. That is also a characteristic of infinity. We have to have some direction. Leela one. And it is not that it is in want and you have to have fulfillment. Not that. But it is nature. Leela. That is called Leela. The very nature existent with the eternal, with the eternity, with the eternal conception of infinity. It is Leela, Leela. Always satisfying himself. The movement is always a pleasing, moving thing. The pleasure itself is a moving characteristic. The ecstasy itself is a moving characteristic. The Leela. No one to fulfill, to be fulfilled. Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Nidai Gaur Hari Bol, Nidai Gaur Hari Bol. Nidai Gaur Hari Bol, Nidai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Gaur Hari Gaur. আমি বাউলে কয় কহিদেবা কেবা পাতিয়ায়, কহিবার কথা নয় তথাপি বাউলে কয় কহিদেবা কেবা পাতিয়ায়. And not to be discussed. Still, one cannot but talk about it like a madman. And if he go on talking, who will come to believe in it? None will lose their time to listen to the madman's delirium. In another place. I am a madman talking in delirium, and you are also a madman at the same time. So you have come to listen to this delirious statement. আমি এক বাতুল, তুমি দ্বিতীয় বাতুল, অতএব তোমায় আমায় হয়েছে. We are of the same section. Same section. I am also mad, you are also mad. So we feel enjoyment in such a mad talk. Ramananda Raya, Mahaprabhu. আমি এক বাতুল, তুমি দ্বিতীয় বাতুল. গান গাও সর্বভূতানাং তস্যাং জাগত্যি সংযমী যস্যাং জাগ্রতি ভূতানি সা নিশা পশ্যতু. মহাপ্রভু গৌর হরি গৌর হরি গৌর হরি গৌর. জয় গৌর হরি গৌর, জয় গৌর হরি গৌর, জয় গৌর হরি গৌর, জয় গৌর হরি গৌর, জয় গৌর হরি গৌর. মহাপ্রভু 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 গৌরাঙ্গ সুন্দর, গৌরাঙ্গ সুন্দর, গৌরাঙ্গ সুন্দর বর নিত্য নিজের নাম ভি. Gaurang Nagar is dancing, which is taking his own name and dancing. Nije Namo Bhi. Uttering different sounds, receiving some impression from them and dancing himself. Getting impression from the sound of his own name and dancing. Petitio principi, otherwise, the cause is the effect in a cycle. Petitio principi, what is this?
The Latin expression, does anybody know? Petitio
In logic,
Petitio Insibio?
Petitio
Is it just
a circular movement, that Napoleonic chair.
Yes. Napoleon.
Hare Krishna. Nittam Nijet Namabhi, his own name is the cause of his own dancing. The suggestions from different names are coming, and that impression creating some energy, and that energy is making him dance. Ecstasy, ecstatic energy. The dynamo is creating ecstatic energy, and that is the cause of his dancing. Taking his own name, his dancing. The Leela. Nittam Nijaj Namo Hi. Such is Gaura. That moving anandam, moving ecstasy. In my Premadhama Stotra,
Yes.
I put that he is the ultimate reality, absolute. Why? The two things represented in him. One, dancing in ecstatic joy feeling within him, and the chanting, distributing that to the others. Finding himself in ecstatic joy, and distributing it to others. This is Gaura. And the highest principle of ecstatic energy is such, cannot be but such. He is of a dancing mood, he is fulfilled in himself. The dancing explains that the inner propensity is of ecstatic joy, dancing. And the kirtan means that is distribution to the public, to the environment. That is assertive. The ecstatic joy is assertive. Self-assertion, self-distributing ecstatic joy. That we find in Gauranga. So Gauranga is the highest entity. In that way, I have dealt it there. The Satchidananda, when ecstatic joy, he is dancing, and the Kirtanam, that is trying to distribute it to the others. Atmavandanam is offering himself to the environment, distributing himself. Leela. Ananda Leela Maya Vigrahaya Hemavadibbacha Vichundaraya Tasmi Mahaprema Rasapalaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. That is his dance. Perhaps from Prabodhananda Saraswati, the Guru of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. This beautiful stanza coming in praise of Sri Chaitanya. Ananda Leela Rasa Vigrahaya. Ananda Leela Rasa. And the ecstatic pastimes, Rasa is personified. Hemabhu Dibbacha Visundara. And the golden beauty, the ecstatic beauty emitting golden luster. Very beautiful figure. Hemabhu Dibbacha Visundara, the divine figure. Mahaprema Rasapadaya, and he is distributing this great divine love, distributing by his movements and the words and every gesture, posture, a distribution of divine love. Mahaprema Rasapadaya, Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. I bow down my head to such Sri Chaitanya Deva, who is so and so. In Archan Khan, this has been taken up as dhyan. When we meditate Mahaprabhu, we should do in this way.
Sometimes we've heard we hear of Guru Gauranga, this expression, and also in
Guru Gauranga, Gandharva Giridhari. That is the name given by Guru Maharaj and the Mayapur deities. The Guru is there, the guide, and the Gauranga. Guru is the potency guide, and the Gauranga, the Lord himself as Guru, and Guru Gauranga, Gandharva, and which can draw the best, maximum rasa, Gandharva and Govinda Sundar, that is the source of everything. Around whom the whole is existing and playing, and he is the first known. The source of all rasa, and the concern and the gist of the whole campaign, the holder, the support of the infinite existence. That is rasa. Ecstatic aspect and the drawing of that ecstasy aspect maximum, and both combined distributing themselves, Gauranga, and who has come to make the world known of this fact, Guru.
So in Archan, is there also Guru Gauranga in the beginning stages?
According to one's own capacity and the stage he will try to see, as in the awakenment of his inner self, he will go on with Archan. Goswami also expressed Vigraha, but our Prabhupada told that cannot be told that Archan Prabhupada, that was bhajan. They are serving. Archan means through mantram. We hope through this purpose one day we shall come to the direct position of service. The medium, Archan means medium, and bhajan means direct service. When there was a question why the Goswamis, they installed Srimurtis there in Vrindavan. Name was sufficient, they are taking name. And they have encouraged Archanam, which is generally found with the Ramanuja section. Mahaprabhu has not given much stress on Archanam, but Nam Bhajan. And our Guru Maharaj answered, Archan installed for others, recommended, but they themselves engaged themselves in direct service, that is bhajan. Bhajan means direct service. Soul to super soul, not through the medium of any mental system, to purify one's own mind. And the liberated souls, and the Saraswat souls, they are found to go on with Archan, and that should not be considered as Archan mere, but that is bhajan, and direct service. Hare Krishna. I shall have to go to bathroom, so I retire here. Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur. Any question? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol.
There's no question that it can be.
Bol Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol. Tattinukampang susamukhamano Panyanayivatmukutam vipakam Hrisbhagvapuhi vidadam namaste Vivekayo muktipadi sadayo. Full-fledged theism requires us to change our angle of vision in this life. Those that are not fully adjusted, for the fullest adjustment, we are it is just required for my best interest. Best interest. I am put into test, and that is not meaningless, that is meaningful. It is where we are living, it is not an inanimate environment, but animate and fully conscious. Not only conscious, but sympathetic. So, it is the burden on our shoulder that for my best benefit I shall have to adjust with the present circumstance as thinking it as divine arrangement. Divine. So, we must collect sufficient courage and goodwill to make the environment. That is the highest key to the successful life of the highest order. So, whatever comes, it is all for the best. And I must learn how to deal with such circumstance. We should learn to consider the environment as a whole, as a whole, not as a part, as a whole. And there must be supremacy of the Supreme Lord, Supreme Lord, with all his paraphernalia. The help necessary for me will come from the surface, which seems to be non-sympathetic apparently. As in the case of every devotee when they are put to trial, their peace was dealt in such a way, such a way, optimistic. Optimism is our goal, and we must try to bring, to draw within our own self the optimistic attitude to meet the optimistic outside. Then we can attain complete liberation from the hands of miscalculation. Maya means miscalculation. Optimism for optimism. Environment, there must be good under the guidance of the Absolute. And I must also meet with same attitude, optimism. From my part, no pessimism should be encouraged. Encouraged. Tattin kampang susanukkamam bhunjan eva atmakatam vipakam. Whatever undesirability we find within me, that is due to my previous maladjusted activity. And this is the policy by which we can finish the undesirability within us. By non-encouraging that element, that which cannot make me, cannot help me in the adjustment with the circumstance. That element must not be encouraged in me. So, Atmakritam Vipakam, that should be considered the action, the result of my previous undesirable activity. So, the remnant must vanish as soon as possible. And the best way is to discourage that anomaly within me that cannot make me adjust with the most trying circumstances. What if a general endowed with special capacity, he can devise the ways and means. If he is surrounded by the enemy forces in any overwhelming way, he can make out the way for his own. There lies the speciality in the general. So, this way, however we are surrounded, we think, by the enemy force, the tactics given, the lesson given by Bhagavad, be friendly, be friendly, And then you will find that some immediate real help is coming to you. Don't be discouraged. Tattinu kampang susamikkamano. Because your sacrifice won't be wasted. The Suridam Sabbhasutanam Gyattamang Shantamicchati. The final dispenser, he is my friend. The final decision is in whose hand? He is my friend. So I shouldn't be afraid of anything. Go with the sense of my duty. Duty consciousness. Concentrate ourselves in duty consciousness. Karmanni vadhikāvasti. Concentrate your whole energy to understand and to perform your duty. That is expected in you. And that will be your best key to success of life. And it is universal, not only for you, for everyone. It is so. Concentrate your whole. Concentrate wholly. Only what is yours to understand what is your duty and what is necessary to do your duty. Within that limit, you keep yourself and do it to your best capacity and understanding. That is what is required of you. And the rest on me, the Lord says. The rest is with me. And I am friendly to all. I am not threat to anybody. So you may have reliance on me and go on with your duty consciousness. A great advice, a general advice. Hope to the hopeless, courage to the afraid. This is very nectar of life. Tattinu kampang susamikkaman bhunjani vatmukadu. Jidvag bahu bhid vidadhan namaste jivetu. Mukti padi sodaya. Very soon you will find that you are not surrounded by your enemies. You are liberated. Act in the living present, with heart within and the God overhead. And that is bhakti. We want to get bhakti. We have come out to acquire devotion, to the faithfulness, to acquire faith, faithful soldiers of the Almighty, of the absolute authority. The faith is our life, faith is everything. Faith in Him, that is everything to us. Go on. We want Him only, and nothing else. No compromise. No compromise only with Him. Not any other proposal that may tempt me to some other direction, but wholesome faith towards Him. And out of that consciousness, what sense of duty would come within me on my part. I must discharge that. The rest on him. The rest on my guardian. And I am to perform my duty. As I can understand, that this is the desire of my guardian. This way. So yes, soldiers for eternity, we may say, die to live, soldiers in the eternity, eternal life. Particular circumstances may face us, but we need not allow us to be tempted by any particular good result. Eternal principle we must follow. What we have got from my Gurudev, from Mahaprabhu Bhagavatam, that Krishna consciousness, that is not any partial truth, not any the times are big, necessity, but we are eternally wedded to that. This is once for all we have given us to the universal truth, and we shall go on. We shall go on by the call that we hear from Bhagavatam, from Mahaprabhu, from Gurudev, march on. Only one road and the one slogan for Krishna's prayer. For the satisfaction of Krishna, we are out to do anything and everything. One slogan, Krishna Santosh, satisfaction of Krishna, the absolute Lord, absolute Master, the absolute good, what we are given to understand. We are to adjust accordingly in the road. I may ask me whether it will lead me towards that road. So I sincerely ask to me, and what answer I shall get, I shall do that. I won't be betrayer to my own dictation of my own conscience spiritual. That will be our path. We may not be betrayer to our spiritual conscience, according to our own standard, own capacity, own stage. This would be the general way. And neha vikkamana swasti pattavayu navidyati sarpamapasya dharmasya tayati mahatu bhaya. The danger will disperse. Hare Krishna, Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Taste should be there to indicate my progress, so it will not be cowed down. I may ask my own conscience what to do, and whatever I shall find in my inner voice, sincere vision, Rahi Kalyan Kaschid Dukati Tata. The assurance is given there. So we have to adjust according to our capacity and understanding. So we may not have to mourn that I neglected my inner voice and I have come here. Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. The Milton says, doth God exact daily but light denied? He such injustice may remain with God. He wants labor that can be done only in daytime. When Milton was blind, in his sonnet, we read it. That doth God exact deal about light denied? So he is so much unjust that he demands labor from me which can be done only in daytime with light. And he will ask me to do in darkness what can be done only in day, with light, with the help of light. So no injustice of such order can remain with him.